My microphone. My
I
microphone.
didn't want to put anyone on the spot, but I was curious as to, I appreciate, you shed a lot of light on what that question was about.
Speaking of audits, actually, anytime they find something and it's not in there, the auditors have to write what their findings are. And that's one of the things that would have to be corrected by whatever agency does the audit, to be able to go ahead and to next time, they can actually do it. Being that we are a government entity, we are supposed to be very transparent on everything and all the monies that are associated with running a city or a county or anything like that. So they have to put the findings if it's not in there, but that has to be corrected.
Okay, thank you, and I appreciate your patience with that. I was just very curious. Thank you. Yes.
All right, we'll have one more question from the audience, and then we'll do closing statements from the candidates. The question is, if you feel Princeton needs an increase in revenue, how do you propose to obtain it?
Jerry.
Listen, to me, it's a couple of things. You know, we need to increase our sales tax revenue. That is money that's available to us. And the more we can encourage people to get off exit 56, to buy gas, to come for lunch, to stay for a street dance, that's all gonna be money in our pocket. These are people that are passing through. We'll take their sales tax revenue in a heartbeat and use that to manage some of our projects. The other thing is, of course, we have to continue our quest to find new business opportunities, whether it be through research with larger companies, with our broker friends, with the people that we are interacting with in the Chicago metropolitan area that are for businesses that are trying to find new locations. It's all of those things, but in order for us to be successful, Princeton has to be ready. We have to make sure we've got our infrastructure, make sure our water and our sewers and our streets and our power service is top-notch and ready to go. We have to be sure that our Main Street looks its best. We want to be sure that our residential streets are looking good, and that gets back to my zoning quest that I talked about as far as your property looking the best they can. People come here, they get an impression. If a business is considering moving to Princeton, they're going to send out some people from that business and they're going to cruise around streets and they're going to spend some time here and they're going to get a sense and a feel of what our community is all about. And it's got to look its best. You know, I owned a bed and breakfast like Robin did. Mine was out in Arizona. And we talked about, Michelle and I would always talk about curb appeal. There were 13 bed and breakfasts in the community that we lived in. So people would come up from Phoenix and decide to spend the night. They would drive around and they would look and they would pull up at the front of your building. And believe me, if it looked like crap, they wouldn't stay. So we had to make sure that we looked our best. And that's what Princeton needs to do, is look our best.
And I 100% agree with Jerry. And like I've always said, Princeton needs a second income. And being a store owner now, and I really talked about everybody that comes in, because for one, I'm spending money with the Chamber on tourism, and I want to know where the money is working. And we do have a lot of outside guests that come to our community. And it is probably 70–80% of the people, at least that come in my store, are from Peoria, the Quad Cities. And what's I found too, talking with these gals, and because men aren't shoppers, so but they're meeting points now. So I have a lot of people, you know, talking with them. They're meeting in Princeton. You know, they're coming from, somebody lives in Bloomington, somebody's in the Quad Cities. They're meeting in Princeton. So, so it is. We have to look at that revenue from our outside guests to our community too. I mean, the sales tax. You know, it really is not that much. So you know, you won't be on the street. Just give up a bottle of water.
It will require hard work, which I think we are all capable of doing. Promoting, attracting. I wish we had another transfer station we could find and sell. That would be wonderful, but we don't. But it's just hard work, hunting for the right business to move here. So that, yes, that is about it. We just keep on doing what we're doing, Do not get discouraged, remain positive.
Yes, we do need revenues. Again, I'm not a big proponent of raising taxes for every little thing, which hurts the community. However, promoting the city and what it has to offer for new business to come here, and not only beautifying structures that are in here, but when you have a car, you're actually driving on a road, so those have to be taken care of for somebody to be attracted. To continue beautifying the city and do other things that wants to make people sit down and actually look at it and say, you know what, this is the place that I want to live. Just like me and my wife Peggy and our kids did. Thank you.
Thank you, Hector.
Just asking if you want to stay seated for comment.
Sure. It's time now for the closing statements for the candidates. You can either stay seated or you can come up to the podium. We'll do it in reverse order. So Robin, and then Jerry, and Hector, and Laura. So this one's there.
Yes, everybody's hungry, I know. I'm going to keep it short because you've been listening to us talking quite a bit. But I'm just telling you, I do come to Princeton with a wide realm of experience and community experience. I do really live my life by time, talent, treasure. So if you can give one of those, no matter what you're involved in, your church, wherever, you can give your time, or if you can give two, your time, talent, or if you give treasure, if you can give all three, that's great. So I do have, feel that I'm very parallel with a lot of the city departments. So issues that would come forward, I have prior department experience, my education's in law enforcement. I've done a lot of, well, I was an investor in also buildings. I mean, I had apartments, and so as I shared earlier, you know, whether I'm elected or not, I hope that I can look forward to, because I'm still going to come to the meetings, and you'll see me in 2 years again. So I just want to really see a unified council that, you know, and to leave all the past politics out behind it now. It's time to let all that go, and let's just move forward, because many people with the same vision accomplish great things. So that's all I'm going to say.
I want to thank you for the privilege of serving the city of Princeton these last 4 years. I look back at my first term with pride and satisfaction. I've met a lot of great people, and I know that I've made a contribution. I've been busy completing almost a dozen city projects for the city and the Chamber of Commerce. Each of these projects I feel has enhanced our community or reduced our city expenses. I'm proud to be a councilman that has taken these added tasks that are beyond the scope of official duties. I'm pleased with what I was able to accomplish. I'm also very proud to have served as a city representative for the hospital, the library, and Lovejoy Homestead. I thank each of these organizations for welcoming me into their boardrooms. Good government relies on sound leadership and integrity. My goal has always been to use my skills to serve the community and put Princeton first. My work in the City Council was carried out with honesty and fairness, and my decisions were made with careful thought and consideration for the people of Princeton. Finally, as you may or may not know, I have many years of experience with civic communities and as a school board president. I've been a small town mayor and held management positions at AT&T and the Atomic Energy Commission. I've applied my management and leadership skills to lead Princeton to new heights and new successes. And with your vote, I'll continue to do that work for you. Just one little added thought. Running the city is a big deal. $27 million a year, 72 employees, population of 7,000. Don't take this job lightly. This is important. This is really important. You have to put your brain to work, and you have to concentrate, and you have to work hard together as a unit. You have to communicate with the mayor and the city manager and the city clerk and all the department heads. Leave your personal feelings outside the front door of City Hall if you're going to take this job, because I take it seriously, and I would hope that every other council member does as well.
One of the ones I want to say it is why any of you will want to vote for me is one thing that stands out right away is leadership. throughout my years, from the very time that I joined the Corps in '85 to overseas tours, to all my 27 years of service, I've been in a position of leadership, from leading 4 to over 75 people at any given time. Right now, as a leader working at the health department, I believe that I have great financial background to be able to go ahead and help the city, but also to be able to go ahead and collaborate with the other agencies that we were talking about, the opioid epidemic, for example, that it does need to be addressed. And we do have that organization within CPASA and a lot of community members that are part of Princeton as well. They will be willing to help to be able to go ahead and prevent those kinds of things. Because a thriving community is something that everybody has to have a part of. And again, the city council itself, with the mayor and the city manager, is someone that has to be working as a well-oiled machine. It has to be a team for everything to work. Thank you.
We have a great city with incredible people in it. We have to work together as one. Divided, we will fail. Problems can be solved with a positive attitude, open minds, and a healthy debate. We bring out the best in each other, and all of you bring out the best in me. We are a community who cares. I am asking for your vote because I am focused on what counts, you, the people.
Thank you very much. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Just in closing, thanks everyone for your participation. Thanks for coming out. Thanks to Stephanie and Voices from the Prairie for all that you do. On election day or before, we encourage you to vote as you please, but please vote. Thank you.
Hey.